and so on. So you can imagine quite a lot going for them. So, right. So, bear with me. I think we're having a few technical issues, but we should be fine. Okay. So, Okeoma, thank you for joining us today. Could you tell us what the past year's been like for you?
Yeah. So past year personally has been quite tough with lockdown, as it has been with everyone. I think we, as a company, started working from home from March 2020. So it's been over a year now that we've been working from home. So it's a big kind of change in how we work. After going to the office every day and seeing all the, working next to all the parts of the company, then changing to working from home on your own it is a big difference. But as a business, I think we've done really well, and it has, we've tried to keep it business as usual. We've worked the whole way through. I think only one member of the team was furloughed. So in that respect, it's been all systems go.
I mean, that's pretty incredible. One person in the whole team was on furlough and
Yeah.
everybody else was working as usual, was it?
Yeah, that's correct. I think the person working on furlough was, a really junior person that had come in literally maybe a couple of weeks before the pandemic, and managed to stay on after. So back working with us full time. But other than that, everyone kind of continued to work, thankfully and luckily.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what you guys do is, you're pretty much all over, the digital platforms. Could you explain to some of us who are still trying to figure out what that means is and what you guys exactly do?
Yeah, sure. So Agilike is, the leading native platform. So what we allow is brands and advertising agencies to deliver ad campaigns across the internet globally. So whether it be British Airways, Nike, Volkswagen, we work with brands and marketing agencies to put together advertising strategies and campaigns. And then our technology allows them to deliver those campaigns across the internet.
Sounds exciting. So can you tell me some of the most exciting projects you got to work on?
So it's the reason why I like the company is because we get to work with a lot of current brands. So, and we integrated with a lot of current publishers like Cosmopolitan, Nike, Adidas. So when you're able to work with brands that you yourself wear their products or enjoy their products, what they offer, then you kind of don't mind going above and beyond, that creativity to ensure that you're building the best content for them.
Yeah. Do you get any freebies?
So I personally haven't had any freebies as of yet, but I know a couple of other colleagues working on different accounts have had, free tickets to the ballet when we were doing stuff for the Nutcracker.
That's what I was.
Yeah. So there's potential definitely there to get some free stuff for sure.
Yeah. And it seems to be an industry where there's always things happening.
Yeah.
I can imagine no 2 days are the same.
Sure.
You could go into the office and some A-listers, celebs sat in the corner there being prepped in terms of a promo that you're getting ready for.
Yeah.
Is that what it's like?
So in terms of, we don't, as a business, we don't really would be dealing with the celebrities or everything as such. We're the tech company, so our most focus is building those campaign strategies around the content, being able to deliver it to the audience that they want to be delivered to. But in terms of being, every day different, for sure, the market is changing all the time. New technology is coming out all the time. Things like, ad blockers, the cookieless environment, big players like Google, Amazon coming out with their new technology. So month by month, year by year, it all changes the way we process things, the way we do things, the way we deliver things. So it's very versatile.
Is this a career that you always wanted to go into? How were things when you were 16 and planning ahead?
For sure. So I can't lie if I sat here and say that I thought I'd be doing this when I was 16. Probably like every other 16-year-old boy, I wanted to be a professional footballer. But when that didn't happen, then the next best thing, and I knew, was to go to university. Well, at the time, I thought was to go to university, which for me worked out great. But I think nowadays, people, you don't have to go to university to be successful. I know a lot of people that didn't go to university and was success and are very successful now. But for me at that time, and what my parents were suggesting that I do is to go to university. So I went to Bristol, studied law, because they were saying, having Asian and African parents, you either be a lawyer or a doctor. So I went there and studied law at Bristol, which I really enjoyed. It was like 3 of the best years of my life. But doing the course, especially in the 3rd year, it made me realise that it wasn't a career for me. I didn't love it enough to put in the hours to be in the legal profession. So my friend worked for a marketing company, or owned a marketing company in London. And when I graduated, he gave me an opportunity to go and work for his company, who was actually a recruitment company within the media space. And I was there for 2.5 years. And while I was recruiting in that space, it made me realize that working with these really cool big companies in a fast-paced city like London was definitely something that I could see myself working in. So I got to understand the different types of companies within the media landscape, what they'd done, who were the big players, who were emerging companies, and that allowed me to pick and choose which kind of path I wanted to go along, because there's different parts of the landscape for sure. And then as I was recruiting for different companies, when I did see a role pop up, it allowed me to apply, and luckily I was successful, and it kind of went from there.
What an incredible story.
Yeah.
And, I think it's that self-awareness as well. You enjoyed your time at university, and,
Sure.
to be fair, you did your part, and, you thought, let me go, listening to your parents.
Yeah.
They always know the best, and,
Yeah,
you trust their judgment.
Yeah.
So you did that, and, you were honest with yourself. This is not something I could pursue as a career.
Yeah, for sure.
Through that came an opportunity.
Yeah.
And that's where you caught that marketing bug, and
yeah,
clearly, things have gone really well for you.
And sorry, no. And on the university front, not just the degree that you do, I have to say, is you learn a lot of things about yourself and different skills that I use every day in the work that I do now. So I know I'm not practicing law, but the skills that I learned doing the degree, definitely I use every day now. Being able to talk to different people within different companies, meeting deadlines, being accountable, all of these different skills were learned within university. So I know university is not for everyone, but you do learn a lot about yourself and other things as well.
Yeah, that's an important lesson to take there for our audience. The word university means universal, so it's not just the academic side of it.
Exactly.
While learning those transferable skills, timekeeping, managing caseloads of work, and being able to meet deadlines as well, which really come important and into place when you're in the world of work. So because you've been used to that, I wouldn't say pressure, but having to submit work for a certain deadline.
Yeah.
When you hear an employer tell you to submit work, it's not an issue, because
for sure. Yeah.
Always done. It seems to me the marketing, once you caught that bug, it was the culture, the environment, the lifestyle. There's something about it, and you thought, this is not just the work thing. It's something that you take home with you. It's the environment you're in the city.
Yeah.
Would you say that for someone who's in Hull, not to put a damper on Hull, great city,
Yeah.
or I don't know, someone in Loughborough
Yeah.
or Wolverhampton, would they be able to still have that same flavor of life that you had that came with that marketing environment?
So I definitely think no matter the city, if you're working for a good marketing company, you can definitely enjoy the work and you'll be able to experience some parts of the profession for sure, whether it being working with specific clients within that city or going to just events that are put on annually that all companies from all around the world go to. But I would have to say that while living in London and working in this profession, it does add that extra buzz. You're really immersed in the role, like you said. All the different advertising agencies, most of them that we work with are within London, so we get to go to their offices daily. We get to work with the people daily by going and seeing them, not just over the phone. The social aspect as well, meeting the different colleagues, going for lunches, the social occasions and drinking in on the Thursdays and Fridays, which is a big part of doing business. Not the drinking, but doing business while having drinks. Yeah. It's so for me living in London, it does give that my job that extra bit of shall I say, it adds to the whole experience of working within the industry.
Yeah, there's definitely a buzz around it, isn't it?
Yeah.
If you like that kind of environment, that culture, and then clearly, I think you need to. Would you say you need to be a type of person to do that, or?
I think you should just be the type of person that's open to try a career. There's a lot of different types of people within the media industry. That it's not one's, facet or one size fits all. I studied law. That I know some people that studied business, some people that studied sociology, psychology, business. So I just think you've got to be open to be able to learn new skills. Be hardworking, and you do fine.
Yeah, great advice there again.
Yeah.
I mean, for you to get to the position you've got to, that didn't happen by luck.
No,
Just didn't turn up and your boss said to you, by the way, we've got this great position going for you. What do you reckon? You've clearly had to work to get there. How much has hard work played a part in what you do? And can you work hard, or is working hard not as great as people say, and it's more about working smart? What's your experience?
So I do think, so I've been at the companies for nearly 5 years now and started as an executive. And initially to grow your clientele and the patch and your accounts that you're working on, there is that initial volume of work that you have to put into going out and trying to get meetings with these clients and the accounts and trying to get new business. But at the same time, there does have to be a level of working smart for sure, because if you're not spending your time in the right areas, then you're wasting your time. So I always say there has to be a mixture of both. You have to be prepared to put in the hours and work hard, because I know for me personally, whatever I've ever achieved hasn't come from kind of slacking or trying to cut corners. But at the same time, you do have to be methodical, and you have to see where your time is best spent. And that will only increase your chances of being successful in what you do.
Thank you for sharing that with us. Could you also tell us, what do you miss pre-pandemic, and what are you really excited about and you'd like to maintain due to the pandemic?
So pre-pandemic, so I'm a really sociable guy. So I love playing sports. I love going to music festivals. I love going to the theatre. I love going to like big events. So for me, just having that live kind of experience within a big event, I miss a lot. And I'm just looking forward to being able to do that. I'm looking forward to being able to travel to somewhere without having to worry to quarantine, or, going to a country and being able to travel with somewhere else without having to plan it. Excuse me. But what I will think that I want to keep post-pandemic is, just being thoughtful of others around you. If you are ill, I'd love to just carry on. Me personally, if I'm ill now, if I would want to continue wearing a mask so I don't make anybody else ill. Not a good time to cough. I've got a tickle in my if I was ill and I was on the public transport, because I always used to wander in places like Japan and other Asian countries when they're wearing the mask. I thought because pollution, but until I had a friend that told me, no, they're just being polite because they're probably have an illness themselves or cold themselves and they don't want anybody else to have it. So I think we should normalize that sort of behavior and just being, thoughtful of people around us.
Yeah, that's great, isn't it? Putting others first.
Yeah, for sure.
Great habit for us to pick up and continue.
Yeah.
So what do you enjoy doing the most? What is it about your job where you think, you've got to pinch yourself and am I really doing this?
Yeah. Just being able to work with really creative people. When you see people come up with different video content or different creatives that they want to use for different adverts, I would just think I could never have thought of that, or I could have never thought of how you wanted that advert to look or that video content to look. And just being around those people and being able to soak in their creativity makes me really appreciate the role that I'm in.
What advice would you give to someone watching this and thinking, I'd love to get into that creative industry? I'm watching people on Instagram, seeing what they're doing, and I'd like to also get involved.
I would just say, just throw yourself in at the deep end. Like I never studied marketing, or I've never really done anything to do within the marketing sector before I moved to London and worked for a recruitment company that was recruiting in marketing. And I think if you're tenacious enough and you want to work in a certain field, then you will do that, albeit you will have to start at the bottom first. But by all means, that doesn't mean that you're going to stay there forever. Within this industry, you can work your way up to different positions really quickly, and it's all done on meritocracy. It doesn't matter of where you've studied before, or even if some people I know that are really high up that haven't even gone to university, but they've just shown that they're willing to work, willing to learn, which is the most important thing. And you can do well within the industry for sure.
And where do you see the industry going in the next couple of years?
You know what? It's so hard. It's so hard to say, because what I thought was happening now, I would have never thought. Could have never predicted that last year. Like I said previously, like the technology is always getting so much better, and big players like Google and Amazon are bringing out always new products and how to enhance all these advertising content and the different social platforms, advertising platforms. So for me, I really couldn't tell you where it's going to be in a couple of years. But for me, at the same time, that's exciting. That's why I like working in this industry. It's unpredictable. It's very versatile. It changes with the current affairs, or how the world's playing out. This pandemic has made a lot of companies have to change their advertising strategies. You've seen shops close, massive retailers, Topshop, Arcadia Group shut, and they've had to push their budget that they've used for their stores now on advertising, because that's where people are shopping. So it's very versatile. It's always changing, and that's for me what's really great.
Yeah. Where do you find your inspiration from?
Colleagues, for sure. First of all, yeah. Inspiration for work, definitely colleagues. I'm lucky enough to work with some really good people within the sector. I work with a lot of great agencies. So actually, my patch is Omnicom. I don't know if anyone would know that, but there's some really big worldwide agencies, and I get to work with some really smart people within them that I learn a lot of every day. And the owners of our company, Fran and Dale, they've been really good mentors, and like just being around them, you can learn a lot.
Yeah, Great. It's always good to have that support from colleagues
Yeah, for sure.
to support you and to help you to drive that vision for the future.
Yeah.
So, you seem to be very involved in the work that you do.
Yeah.
What do you do to kick back? How does your day normally pan out?
Yeah. So, I like to go to the gym. I think being able to exercise, not just the gym, going on runs, walks, especially in this last year, has really helped me. If I wasn't able to exercise and have that release, then I would have struggled a lot more than what I did anyway. So exercise for me is a big part of not just a hobby but a lifestyle. I kind of put things around that. But I love sport, all sport, football, tennis, golf. Really big on sport. And like I said, going to different events, you like just chat, not always being serious. I like to have a laugh with my friends, going out for dinner, traveling, music festivals, all that sort of stuff.
Wow. Sound like a great guy to hang out with.
I'm okay. I suppose I'm okay.
So, what's the plans for you personally for the future? What are you thinking of doing?
Yeah, so Agile are having a really good year. They had a really good year last year. We've had in even in the midst of the pandemic, like that just shows the work ethic and what a bunch of people are within the business. So we're having another really good year this year. The first 6 months have been great. So for the foreseeable future, I see myself within the company. I've got a promotion at the start of the year, which shows that they put their trust and believe in me, which I'm thankful for. So I just want to keep on doing what I'm doing, being a part of the team and being a part of the company, because I like where they're going and what they're doing within the market.
For our audience watching this, a lot of them will want to connect with you on social media, on LinkedIn.
Yeah.
How can people find out more about you and Agile?
Yeah, so you can connect with me on LinkedIn, Okorie. Drop me a message if you ever want any, or if you ever have any questions about the industry related stuff, how to apply for any work or on that stuff, or interns. We try and take interns a few every year. Our company's great at that. And if you want to connect with me on Instagram as well, again, it's just at my first name, Okeoma 1991. And you can just see me, it would be content like I described, like I like doing football, mainly dog walks as well, because I bought myself a puppy in lockdown. So I'm one of those people that is spamming my.
What have you gone for?
A whippet, actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, a little whippet. So he's actually. I was actually quite scared that he'd be making noise at the moment, but he's done all right. He's just been kind of scurrying around. He's been good, but just sort of wholesome content.
Yeah, fantastic. Oh wow, Okeoma, thank you so much for taking the time to.
No worries.
Sit
Thanks
down
so
with
much
us.
for having me.
Yeah, it's been great having you here. Hearing your story, great inspiration for so many people who are watching this. You'll go to university. You might not end up doing the career that you've studied or the subject that you studied, but it's what you get out of it, because as we were saying, there's so much that you learn from that experience, like being at university. There's so much that you take away from it.
100%.
Who knows, had you not been a graduate, maybe those employers might not have looked at you.
Yeah, I'm so thankful for my time at university. I would not have changed that for the world. Like, if I could do it again, 100% I'd have gone to university and done those 3 years. I learned a lot about myself. I learned a lot of skills that I use every day now. But I just want people to know as well that it's not the be and all and end all. I know very successful people that have gone on different paths. It's not one size fits all. So you got to do what's right for you, or what you think is right, and just kind of go with that.
I don't think there's anything else I can add to that. So thank you very much indeed.
No worries. Thank you so much for having me.
And thank you to our audience. Thank you guys for tuning in. Really great to have you guys here today. Some from all of us here today. Thank you. Take care. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much. Bye.